Alright y'all, what's going on? It's your man Apollo. This is a different type of video than I usually do today. Today this is going to be I guess more of a discussion. I just watched my man Soft Drink TV's latest video, the fall of EA Sports. By the way, shout out to Soft Drink TV. Great fan. The man takes pride in his work. He releases some of the best content that I've seen on YouTube, and all props to him. I've been waiting for this video. I just wanted to see it, and then I wanted to come up here and give him kind of my thoughts, because as a guy who grew up in the time where EA was basically king and pulling out quality content, and to see where they've come now, I feel like I had to come on here and give my 2 cents. Now, of course, during the course of this video, you will see gameplay from various different EA Sports games that they used to release that were with quality content back in the day. I guess you can say in the prime of their careers, or the peak of EA's dominance. But so yeah, it was a great video, and to see where EA is now, I completely agree with all the views that he, like the snippets of the audio that he put in the video. I agree with all those guys. It was well put together, well thought out, well edited. I mean, the video is just amazing. I will leave a link to the video in the description. You've got to go check it out. But a couple of bullet points I want to cover is my EA experiences, like some of my first experiences with EA Sports specifically. Because EA games, I've only played an actual handful of EA games that they've made. They used to make 007 games. Of course, Star Wars. I don't think I've ever played a Star Wars EA-based game, because they suck. I ain't never played them. Man, he was talking about in the video it was 19 different franchises EA Sports were making games for. 19. Now we're at 4. We're at Madden, NHL, UFC, and FIFA. And those are the more consistent ones, because NBA Live has been so inconsistent. I mean, this decade we've gotten 4, 5 NBA Lives, maybe. They've been to on God levels of shit with like NBA Live 14. I mean, 15 I thought was a decent game. I thought 16 was pretty good. I feel like it was underrated. We didn't get 17. 18 and 19. 18 was like, it was a good alternative, because 2K sucked that year. But 19, it was good. The only thing I didn't like about 19 is it was kind of clunky, and you had the canned animations that was just set in stone. You knew when your player did certain things what animation was going to get triggered. I didn't like that. Other than that, 19 was not. It was not a bad game. It just wasn't 2K. We've been so accustomed to what 2K puts out. We give 2K so much flack about their microtransactions and their animations and how a lot of their gameplay is scripted. But for the most part, outside of my career, we can go play Park, or we can completely customize our own league in my league and use our own imagination. You can't really do that in live. Live is you got the one, and you got the streets, and I like the streets. The streets is a great mode. All those different parks and all those different maps and shit you can go play at. You can play at the Ruck in Philly. You can play over in I know the Ruck's not in Philly, but I'm saying you can play at Rucker Park. You can play all these other different parks in Philadelphia, California, Texas. You can create your own court. You can play over in France. You can play at the Hoop Dome and shit. All this crazy stuff I think 2K should have been doing. It's not really a pro-am mode in Live 19, but I mean, you can play 5v5 online, but that's another thing. Back to what I was saying with the start. My first experiences with EA Sports. The first EA game I remember owning was Madden 2001. No, I played a lot of the ones before that, but I didn't own them. But I used to play the other games because, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you had a multitude of different games. I mean, for football, we had Game Day, Quarterback Club, we had Madden, and then 2K came on the scene. For basketball, you had 2K, Live, Inside Drive. Kobe Bryant had him a game called NBA Courtside. You had different NHL games, you had different golf games, different boxing games. I mean, Knockout Kings turned into Fight Night. Yeah, all these different kinds of games, and as the market just became more monopolized because of EA's greed, and then they fully took over, somewhere in there, they just stopped making all these different types of games. I don't understand. We've gotten gems here and there, but my first game that I owned, I used to play with my dad a lot, was Madden 2001. On the Nintendo 64, mind you. I didn't play the PlayStation version of Madden. On PlayStation, I used to play NFL Game Day. 99 with Terrell Davis. That was that intro, man. To this day, seeing that intro brings back memories, because that was the game me and my dad used to play all the time. And from that game is what I learned about football. I used to always get the Broncos, and it was this play called Scissors. And you were just like, I don't remember what the play, how it's ran. I just remember the name. And I used to run that play over and over and over and over again. Dad hated it. But yeah, Madden 01, man, we used to play that too. And Madden 02 came out with Dante Culpepper. We was heavy on that. I played a lot of NBA Live 2000 because of that one-on-one mode where you could play with Jordan. I used to take Kobe and Iverson and try to beat him. I never could. It was something crazy, man. Like I said, Knockout Kings, before they turned into Fight Night, Knockout Kings, I used to play that a lot. They had all those cool intros. You had, I think it was Muhammad Ali on the cover. Knockout Kings 2000s. I can't remember. But of course, then it turned into Fight Night, and you got Roy Jones Jr. on the cover. You had Bernard Hopkins. And then he just kept going. And then we had the Tiger Woods series. I knew nothing about golf, but I would play it. And I would play with Tiger Woods. And I would play with VJ Singh because he was a black dude. I didn't know anybody else. And then I found out he was British. But yeah, I always used those guys. I didn't play NASCAR much. I wouldn't say I didn't play it at all. I didn't play it much. Played it a little bit. Nothing heavy. NASCAR was probably the least played. And then, of course, I played NBA Live. And what was the other one? I have never played a FIFA game. Never. Call me crazy. I have never, ever played FIFA. And then they had MVP Baseball, which for some reason they just stopped. I don't know, 2K kept their baseball series going up until, I believe, 2K13. If I'm not mistaken. But now all we get is MLB The Show. It's like each sport is exclusive to one company. EA gets football, 2K gets basketball. Whoever the hell makes MLB, Sony, they get baseball. And, EA, I mean, there's 2 soccer games. I played Pro Evolution Soccer, though. Like I said, I've never played FIFA, so I don't know how good it is. But I played Pro Evolution Soccer. Pro Evolution Soccer is a good game. They stopped making Tiger Woods games around 14, I believe. Yeah, I think Tiger Woods just wasn't as marketable. Now PGA is coming back in 2K's realm, but that's a whole different story. Madden used to be obviously the king for me. I mean, 2K5. Right now, I have 2K5 right now in my collection. I have a physical copy for PS2 and the OG Xbox of NFL 2K5. I have an old copy of Madden 08 signed by Vince Young. I have an OG copy of Madden 06 with Dante Culpepper. Like, I got some of the old games, and I would play them every now and then. But for me, Madden was a big thing. And then I remember in 2003 when they came out with that training camp mode. Man, I played that mode so heavy. with Daniel Thomason. Like I just used to run wild with him because I lived in Fort Worth and he went to TCU, so I knew who LT was. And of course, when '04 came out, you had Michael Vick, and Michael Vick he's the ultimate cheat code, dude. Dudes wouldn't even throw the ball. Y'all know this. They just drop back, take off running, and with Michael Vick. And so my counter to that was I would use Dante Culpepper because he could run fast enough, and you could just throw it deep to Randy Moss because he was so fast. Or you use Donovan McNabb and just run around, kind of, let the play just break down, wait for a receiver to get open, and then you throw it. So that was my thing. But when '05 came out with Ray Lewis on the cover, oof, and that hit stick, man, my team was Washington. I used to be a huge fan of Clinton Portis, man. I used to run. They had this play. It was like a halfback counter play. And I used to run that thing heavy. And then, of course, you hated playing against Denver because if you remember Champ Bailey, you could not catch a pass on that guy. You threw it to his side. It was going to be an interception all the time. And then '06 came out with the Vision Cone. I liked the Vision Cone. I really did. But on the PS2 OG Xbox, he talks about in the video how EA kind of started falling off once they started going to the PS3 360 generation. And I agree because Madden '06 was all types of ass. I mean, the players were all running around big and blocky and just disgusting. '07 was an upgrade, but it wasn't much of an upgrade. '08, I think, was them establishing something, but then it's like you established something and then '09 came. They kind of went away from that. And they started a new foundation in '09, which that went to Madden 10, Madden 11, and Madden 12. I consider Madden 10 an okay game. 11's a good game. I think 12 was the last good Madden. Like, good. Like, with high replay value that you can sit there and just play. I think 12 was the last one like that. 13 to me was the downfall of Madden. When they came out with that connected franchise and just a whole overlay of that the new engine, all that, it just, to me, 13, when I bought it, I was so disappointed. I played it for like 2 weeks and I wound up trading it in. I hated 13. Madden 14 or 25. And what are we going to do when Madden 25 actually come out? We're going to call it 25 times 2? We're going to have 2 Madden 25s. That's going to be weird, but Madden 25 was better. I love the how they revamped the I don't know what engine was that they were running. I don't remember, but it had the physics, like just the same with NCAA football 14, like that whole physics-based thing, and with the stick control, the momentum shift, and the quick cuts. Like I love that game, but I feel like 13 still was the downfall, and of course, like people know, Ultimate Team started taking over. I've never played Ultimate Team. I never will play Ultimate Team. I don't care how much they ask me to do it. I will not play Ultimate Team. I will not play Ultimate Team. Never. Ever, ever, ever. As for NBA Live, to me, NBA Live fell off after 05. NBA Live 06 was trash. 07 was trash. 08 was trash. 09 was trash. 10 was eh. But by that time, 2K had taken over. And then you saw what they did with NBA Elite 11. I was already unhappy when they changed the name. I was like, okay, KD on the cover, but why change the name? NBA Live that's the name. Why are you changing it? Then they changed it, and then they took a break, and they came back for 14, and then 14 was ass, and then they came back for a couple of years, took another break, came back, now they just took another break. I ain't heard nothing about NBA Live 21, because we didn't get it Live 20. So, are we getting a Live 21 for next gen? Have y'all heard anything? I'm going to look some articles up. I don't know. But as at the time of me making this video, There has been no talks of an NBA Live 21 for current or next gen. So I don't know what's going on over there in Live. I don't know. They just cut funding, I guess. Fight Night. I hate that they stopped making Fight Night. Fight Night 04, one with Roy Jones Jr., to me is the best Fight Night. That'll be the Fight Night gameplay you see in the video. The one with Bernard Hopkins, I think that was round 2 or something. It was okay. I mean, to me it was the same game, just a little upgraded graphics or whatever, a little bit better gameplay. Then they had the one with Tyson and Ali on the cover. I played that one. That one was pretty good. I finally played Champion a couple months ago. It was alright. The story mode, I got to the first fight. They fight in jail, and after that I haven't picked it back up. I'm thinking about doing it. But that time period from I would say 2000 to 2006, EA Sports put out their best quality ever. Right? Ever. They have not touched it. They have not topped it. The immersion, the gameplay, the features, all of that. In every game, everything was just top notch. It was the best. And then, not to mention, their side company, EA Sports Big. NFL Street was the shit. NBA Street, we have been waiting for something like this. I know they got this new mode called The Yard. And, I mean, is it going to be NFL Street like? If it is, I'm cool with that. Are we going to have game breakers? That'd be nice. I guess what they're going to call them, Super X Factors. I don't know. But just watching that video, it took me back to a time when gaming was at its best. And not even just for EA Sports, gaming in general. From 2000 to 2006. That span of the OG PlayStation, or excuse me, not OG PlayStation, OG Xbox, and then PS2 and the GameCube. That time period was just the best time to be a gamer. If YouTube would have been around then, man, it was so many games on each console. They had exclusives, whether it was multiplayer, it don't matter. It was a bigger percentage that more games were hits than misses in that time period. It was a pure time in gaming where people did it for the love of the game, and corporate, these corporate money hungry fuckheads didn't get their hands all in anything yet. I feel like when the PS3 and the 360 came, gaming started going more corporate, and then the pure love for the game started dying. And then the current generation right now with the Xbox One and PS4, it sucks. It is ass. Hell no. This is the worst gaming generation ever. And this is probably the least amount of games I've ever seen released. This is ridiculous. So I'm not looking forward to the next gen. I hope we get more and better games, and these companies will take more risk. But it seems like there's only a few companies out there actually making games, because all the small companies will make something. Their bigger companies come in with their fucking checkbook and they'll buy them up. And then they'll just have them sitting on the shelf we just own you. You sit your ass there till we need you to make something stupid that's going to make us money. I don't know. But that's my 2 cents. I'm just wanting to come on here and ramble on. Give a quick discussion. As is for a review of the video, it's a great video. Again, shout out to Soft Drink TV, man. Love your content. Big fan. Can't wait for the next video. Hopefully one day we can make a video together or something. But that's enough of me talking. I'm Apollo. I'm signing out. Y'all take care. I will talk to you guys next time. I'll catch you later. Peace.